So in this video, you'll be learning how to master king and pawn endgames. So we're going to be going step by step to beginners to masters like me. So I'll be showing you examples that actual masters get wrong on. So let's get started. So the first concept is called opposition. So I learned that when I was first learning chess, ready chess. So my first coach actually taught it to me. So a lot of beginners just say, oh, want to push a pawn, e4. Well, black goes there, you move the king up, they move the king up, you move the king up, and they move the king up. So you have to move the king again, either this way or this way, doesn't matter. So like, let's say d3, they go king e6, king d4, king d6. Okay, you say check, they go back to e6, they go back to e4, they go back to e7, d5, king e7, e6 check, king e7, king e5, king e8, king d6, king d8, e7, king e8, king e6 is a stalemate, a draw, a tie, and white doesn't win. So going back, I learned to have the king ahead of the pawn, not beside it or behind it. So I recommend you go move like king d2. They move the king up, you go, let's say king e3, you move up. So now you go king e4 to have opposition. So the black king has to move either d6 or f6. So let's say they go d6. Now, next step is you want to outflank the king with f5, king f5. So if you go d4, they're just going to be dancing with you in e6, no progress to be made. So you want to be outflanking the king to cover e6, so they can't go there. So if they go king d5, this e4 check, they go back. What do? Don't do that. The king and pawn being the same rank, it'll be a draw. So you have to go king f6, the same line. So the king d7. Now we can go e5. So they can go king e8. Then we go king e6 to maintain opposition again. So let's say if they go king d8. Then we go outflanking again to cover this e8 square. King d7, e6, king d8, e7, there, promote the queen, and you win the game. So the second concept is called a distant opposition. So it's enhanced for just regular opposition, but distant opposition has the king and the other king go farther away. So you're down a pawn and you're white. So what to do and draw the games. Move that is distant opposition is king h1. So you just see the 3 squares away. So it's basically the same concept, but you're farther away. But if they go forward, you go forward. It's like a mirror. Up, up, down, down. So basically the game will be a draw. So this one, so d2, h2, d3, h3, e2, g2, e3, g3. It will be a draw. It's white to move and win. So all the pawns are on the opposite side of the board from the kings. So it's white to move and win. So what to do you think? To be honest, there's only one winning move. So what do you think that is? So the move is pawn b6. So they can take the pawn with either the a pawn or the c pawn. Let's say the a pawn. Now what to do? There's only one move to win. Don't take back. Don't take back. You want to play c6. And you think, you're crazy? I'll just take the pawn. It's black. No. It's just, you go a6 now. Don't take the pawn, because if you do that one, you have no pawns left. You can't win. So you go a6. Doesn't matter what they do. You're going to do a7 and queen, and the game is over for them, and you win the game. It's white. So the same thing will be attributed to the c pawn. If they do c takes b6, you go a6 the other way. Take there and c6 and win the game. So this next concept is called the mind square. So if you play this one and you're playing as white, it's white to move, and you play king g5, you lose. Because they go king e4 and you have to move the king away from the defense of the f4 pawn, and you lose. So if they go king h4, oh, they lose the pawn at f4 and black will be winning. So the problem is they can't go king g5 right away. But you want to have that black king to go to e4, and then you go to g5. So you want to do king g6 instead. So they go king e4. So then we go king g5, and basically is the concept of mind square. So it's like a landmine. and the king has to move away, and you win the f5 pawn and win the game. This next example, so it's white to move. And you're saying, wait a minute, middle eagle. Is this the same thing? Can I just do king c6? And yeah, win the game. My square. He has to go there. No, you don't have to go there as black. They can go king e6. Just doing a mirror image for you. So, okay, you have to move there. Then they can go, okay, king e7. It's like, what? I'll take the pawn. Well, you lost opposition. King d7. Alright, you say, okay, king e5. They go king e7. They have opposition. So, okay, you say d5, king d7. d6, they go king d8. You say king e6, king e8. d7 there, king d8, and stalemate. The game is drawn. So the difference between the mind squared and this example, this is called a trebuchet. So it'll be a draw, so there's no progress to be made by either side. So this example is called shouldering. So you want to actually shoulder out the other king from going where it wants to go. So the black king wants to go there and take your pawn. So you want to win this one, right? So if you just do the plain obvious moves like king e7, you're going to draw the game. So let's go, they go for them, king c3, you go king e7, they go king d4, they go king c7, they go king c5, they go king b7, and we go as black, king d6, they take the pawn, is a7, so you think that you're hot stuff, but king c7, white can only do king 8. Now black can go king b6, a7, and now king c7 is stalemate and is draw. So going way back, you want to use shouldering to win the game. So how do you do the shouldering? So the same sort of distance is this way. So the triangle like e6, d5, c6, b7 is the same length of this shred away path. So 1, 2, 3, 4 versus the blue path 1, 2, 3, 4. So I recommend you go the blue path, not the red path. So king e6, they go king c3, but now king d5 is shorting the king from going to action. So king b4, now king c6, king a5, now king b7. So let's say king b5, you take the pawn a7, and they go king c6, you go king b8, not king a8, because you have the same problem that you had the last time. That'll be a draw. Stalemate. But you want to be making sure that you go king b as in boy 8. Now that they go king b6, a7, there's nothing blocking the pawn from winning, and you win the game as white. This next concept is called the floating square rule. So it's white to move, and it seems like your pawns are stuck, and the black pawns are going to be able to penetrate, and the king has to be distracted by one of them. So what to do? So I recommend, as the white side, you go king a5. So they can do the pawn move to d5. And now don't take this pawn. Don't take this pawn. There's a trick. Because do that, the pawn will be too fast and you lose. So the rule is, if you go advancing the pawn d5, you want to go back to b4. So that they go d4, you're going to be scoping out the pawn with king c4 and you win. So this next concept is called triangulation. So it's white to move, and a lot of people that are beginners that they want to play king d6. Oh, but after king d8, c7, there, you notice that, don't do this one because stalemate and the game is draw. So I wanted you to do instead king d4. So they go king c7, now we go king c5. You have to move the king back as black, and now we go king b6 to win this pawn in a6 and you win the game. So the king cannot go to c7. Let's say they wait for you, like king d8. Now I recommend you go king c4. Again, you can't do that because it's the same thing. So let's say king c8. Now we go king d5. Alright, so they go, let's say, king d8 again. Now we have permission because the king is on d8, not c8. We go d6. So the purpose of the king being on d8 is because if they go king c8, now we can go c7. And there's no stalemate with the king, so it's black to move. So we go there. Oh, boom. King g7 is a queen next move. So this is where masters go wrong. So it's this position, who's winning? So white has 3 benefits. So number 1 is white to move. The second benefit is white has 3 pawns, black has only 2. And the third option is see if you plug into this position in the engine from chess.com, the engine will say, oh, you're +2 and you're winning. But if you want an honest answer, black is winning the game. So there's no way for white to win this game. This is called Zugzwang. So no matter what white does with the pawns on the king side, they will run out of moves and black will win. So let's say if I play this out. Let's say if I go something like g4. They could go king g7, just wait. f4, just go king there. h4, just go back. f5, okay, just wait. Maybe just king f6. h5. Then we're gonna go king g5. And what to do? If you do this one, it'll take there. If you go this way, I'll take there. You're probably thinking, no, you messed this up at illegal. There's a better way. Alright, I'll say, okay, I'll tell you, what is a better way? So you're gonna say, f5? Alright, king f6 again. g5? I'll take the pawn. And now the same thing happens. h5, take the pawn, g5, g6, I'll take the pawn, g6, and black wins the game. So there's no way to wait out this turn because if you move the king either way, king c2 or king a2, let's say king a2, there's c2 and there's no way to stop the pawn from moving on c1. The same thing is said to be king c2, a2, there's no way to stop the pawn from moving. The black wins. So if you're still watching this video, don't go living the video off a huff. Like, oh, that example is depressing. don't get involved with me yet. So this example is the same thing, Zugzwang, but it's white to move and win. So don't worry. So it's white to move and win. I seen this example that a master just got it wrong and lost this puzzle. And it's white to move and win. What do you think is the best move? There's a lot of ways to go wrong. But the move is, only one winning move, is pawn c4. So black can go back to b7. Now we go c5. There's only one right move. So if we go b5, you probably think that is the right move, but black wins. The same way as we saw on the other puzzle. So c5, king b8, a6, king a7, c6, king b6, and it's white to move and lose. That'll be not good. So that is why I recommend the only move pawn to c5 already. So a shocker. So if they go there, king a6, we go c6 and we win. If they go king c6, we go a6 and we win. So let's say if they go back. Now we have multiple moves to win. Simplest is probably b5, pushing back the king. So they can go, let's say, king c8, winning again. There's only one right move. So which pawn do you want to move? There's only one pawn to move that wins. A pawn, B pawn, or C pawn. So which one you want to move? So if you choose the green pawn, you're absolutely wrong. So if you see the C pawn, you're absolutely wrong. So you want to play A6, the red pawn, and you win. So they go king b8. Now we go is white b6. Then the king can move to a8. Now we go c6. No pressure on us. King b8, a7, king e8. Now c7, king b7. Now we just promote sack a queen. We take there is black. Now we promote the other queen and we mate as white. So this next example that masters struggle with is called the pawn race. So the pawns are racing and whoever gets the queen first and the right way, they win the game. So if both sides get a queen, that tends to be a draw, or else one person will be better than the other and they win because the one side makes a mistake. But this is black to move. What to do is to win. So a lot of people that are beginners will say, oh, push h bar. Simple metal legal. But is not a win. So white goes b5. Let's say they take on b5 and h3 comes. b6, h2, b7, queen there, and queen with check. So you have to move the king. This will be a draw. No progress to be made to win. The move to win is a really interesting one, is a pawn sack on d4. So why is that? So you want to clear this way to when you promote to check the king on c6. So I want to clear the way to promote it will check like they did with the b pawn on b8. They take on the d pawn, then we go h4. Then go, let's say d5, pawn h3, d6, h2, d7, and we promote will check. So the white has to move the king. So king c7, queen c1, it'll be just zigzagging the queen and take all the pawns and win the game as black. So this final bonus example doesn't have a specific name, but you want to really think ahead deeply. And what pawn endgames, if you make one mistake and you're just going to be having a draw when you should win, or a loss when you should win or draw. So take a moment to think about this position and you're black, and black to move and win. Just calculate every possibility. The king c6 move, f5 move, and king b6 move as well. So what to do is black. So the move is for black h4. So a lot of people saw that. So let's say if they go king c6, now what to do? Don't do h3 because king c7 will be a devastating loss for you, d7 check and d8. So now we go king d8. So no way to promote the pawn. So let's say if they go f5 instead. h3, f6, h2, f7, and notice that the king is on the c6, the same light square diagonal as h1. It win the game with h1 check. That covers king c6, but you need to know how to play against king b6. Now we go not king d8 but king d7. So lastly, you have to calculate what if they go f5 right away. h3. So let's say f6. Well, we go h2. Don't worry about it. Let's say if they go f7. Okay, we'll take that f pawn. Let's say if they go d7. Then we go king e7, not allow them to promote. Let's say they go king c6, now we promote with check. We've seen this before, and we win the game. So, we're going back in this position. You want to make sure that you calculate every possibilities, every tempo, because if you're one tempo off, only one tempo off, you're going to be having a bad result. So if you go starting with the king d7 move, right now, you lose the game. To be honest, so f5, h4, f6, let's say if the black goes king e6 to block the f pawn, now white can sack the pawn f7. After king f7, then white goes king c6. You're probably thinking, well, I'll just go h3. The difference, what's the difference? This d7. King has to block the promotion. And now king c7. Doesn't matter if we promote. Doesn't matter if they go h2 because the promote will check. And white wins the game. Doesn't matter if they go h2 because if they promote first and we promote next, you think that, oh, with check, it'll be a draw. No, no, no. Just queen d5 counter check and you lose the game and white wins. So that is why you have to calculate every single line and make sure that you don't make the wrong move to lose your chances to win, not draw and not lose.